Hey folks, Chris here, and today I'm diving back into Black Fox Distillery, comparing two more whiskeys. If you haven't already seen my first video, I definitely recommend checking it out. I'll link it here for you. In that video, I dug into their terroir-driven philosophy, and I cracked open two single-grain whiskeys, their single-grain rye and their single-grain triticale whiskey. That one, I look at the unique certificates of provenance, and I talk through how the prairie grain, how the climate, how the cask temperatures, and more all come together. Today though, I've got something I'm even more excited to talk about. I'm tasting and comparing two very different whiskeys from Black Fox. Their blended whiskey and their cask finish whiskey. One of them is about precision and balance. The other, I think, is a bold experiment. Let me break this down. I'll start by explaining both of them before I dive in, but let's start with a cask finish. This one piqued my curiosity the moment I heard about it. This is Black Fox's cask finish whiskey. This one is 100% malted barley, so it's already leaning towards that rich cereal profile. But the twist, it's been finished in an Amarone cask. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Which is both, to my understanding, rare and pretty adventurous, especially in Canadian whiskey. So you might be asking, what exactly is an Amarone cask? Amarone is a dry red wine from northern Italy, and it's made from using partially dry grapes. That drying process concentrates the sugars, concentrates the tannins and aromas, which gives Amarone its signature richness. When a whiskey is finished in one of these casks, it often picks up bold, dark fruit notes, maybe some spice, and apparently a velvety texture. You're not just adding flavor, but you're layering on complexity from a completely different world of fermentation. In fact, Arran just released their own Amarone cask finish. For them, it was aged 8 years, I think, in ex-bourbon and sherry, and then finished for another 12 months in Amarone. I haven't tried that expression yet, but I hear it's fantastic. The Black Fox cask finish here says the crop year is from 2017, which would make it probably around 7 years old. Now, onto the blended whiskey. And don't sleep on the word blended here. I think blended whiskeys get a bad rap. I've talked about that before. Blended whiskeys, I think, can get overlooked because people assume it's all about volume and consistency. And sometimes that's true. But I think a good blend of whiskey is actually a masterclass in composition. It's the blender's art. I've connected with Sandy, the master blender behind Royal Salute, a few times. And if you're not sold on blends, I really encourage you to learn more about how detailed and complex that process really is. But here, Black Fox is showcasing their finest casks. Each of them is single grain whiskeys, matured, then blended or mingled before bottling. We've got wheat whiskey, rye whiskey, finished in French oak, and two distinct malted barley expressions. Based on the crop years, we're likely looking at whiskeys ranging from 7 to 9 years. So we're probably talking about a balance between soft, sweet, spicy, maybe something bold, all within one blended whiskey. Let's give the blended whiskey a try first. We're looking at 49% here, so let's give it a pour. I'm going to use different glasses for each one. Nice deep color. Oh, very approachable nose. This really nice maltiness off the top. I love a good malt whiskey. Maybe something fresh and green, like fresh cut grass. But there's more than just that malt and grain character. There's something deep in there. Maybe tobacco, fruit, like stewed apples. Great mouthfeel. Interesting, there's lots happening. It's grainy, but I'm getting something like a beer wort. Maybe some green hops, green tea, a sweet confectionery as well. Something like a creme brulee burnt sugar going on. And it's playful. Coconut, dill. Yeah, coconut, dill, but also spicy. A nice sort of wisp of white pepper, something like wasabi in the back. I wasn't expecting that in something like a blend like this, but really nice. It finishes with a medium body, lingering with spice, not too sharp. Really pleasant finish to it, almost like a biscuit. Yeah, actually, maybe a long finish. It's like still there, nice and soft. It might sound odd, but shortbread cookies, like a chai shortbread cookie, I think would be delicious with this. The spices and the buttery shortbread would really be nice. Or maybe something simple and elegant like dried apricots with a dollop of mascarpone. I think that would mirror the creamy sweetness in this whiskey to make it even more indulgent. But I'm excited for the cask finish here, so let's move on. This is the Amarone cask finish. We're looking at, apparently I should be wearing my glasses. I think that looks like 48.17%. Let's give it a pour. Oh yeah, this one jumps out of the glass right on the nose. It's deep, you get dark fruits, thick oak, and a nice creamy chocolate. Delicious nose to it. That Amarone cask is working overtime. It's still malt forward, but there's this really nice floral like violets and jasmine. Yeah, those dark dried fruits really prominent, almost like a Christmas fruitcake, and black currants. But there's this interesting toasted oak and like a dry leather on the back. It's creamy, it's rich, it's different, really neat. Yeah, it almost reminds me of sipping port, but kind of leathery. It's got this short, spicy finish to it. Yeah. I love the nose too. This is limited release stuff, experimental, a bit of a unicorn perhaps, unless you plan on doing more. And I love that Black Fox is willing to play like this. To pair this one, I'm getting hungry. I might go with a contrast pairing. I could see having this with something like a cheese platter, blue cheese or gorgonzola. The dark fruit sweetness would balance the salty, pungent funk of the blue cheese really nicely. A little drizzle of honey or a fig jam to bridge the gap. Clearly, I am getting hungry. Okay, so how do they compare? The blended whiskey, this one to me, is a dependable daily sipper. It's thoughtful, it's measured, and it shows off diversity. The cask finish, on the other hand, I think is wild-hearted, it's experimental, it's rich, and it carries a lot of personality from the Amarone cask, especially on the nose. If you want balance, structure, and a bit of everything Black Fox does well, reach for the blended whiskey, you can't go wrong. I will probably be drinking this one a little bit more than that one, but I just love a good, easy drinking blend. But before I wrap this up, if you want to learn more about the people behind Black Fox and their commitment to terroir, hit up that first video I did. I'll link it here again for you. You'll see how they track everything from crops to temperatures and why their whiskeys are more than just what's inside the bottle. They've got these neat coins on the top where you can get all that information. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, maybe share this with someone who you think might enjoy it, and crack something open tonight that reminds you of where it came from. Cheers, and thanks for watching.